Well, hello folks out there in YouTube land. Got another one of these shows. They're at it again. You won't believe it. Yep, Operation Stop the Vols 3.0. This time we get them. You just can't believe these coaches. They have everything in the world, all the money, all the power, they've won everything, and all they want to do is focus on stopping teams that might, get in their way of their umpteenth national title. Of course, for Ohio State, maybe not so much. But anyway, I think you're gonna like this. It might annoy you though. If you're easily triggered, this is probably not the video for you, because it does get annoying how much these coaches have got the Vols in their mind and Josh Heupel's offense. Look, it's upset the universe. Okay, it's just the way it is, and they're desperate to stop it. And I'm going to show you this article. There's a couple, 3 articles about it. I'm going to show you the one I like the best. And then on top of it, look. I've got a lot of spies out there. I've been very fortunate. I think what it is, there's a lot of folks that work for these programs and they work for these coaches, and they feel bad because they know they're a little bit sinister, and so they kind of want the information to get out. Well, I've got a secret video. It was sent to me incognito. I can't obviously give up the anonymity of the person or they'd be fired or worse, especially knowing these coaches. But they sent me this teleconference video, and you're going to want to watch it because these 3 coaches, they're talking about our Vols. So anyway, let's get into the article first. And this is by Zach Reagan of A to Z Sports, one of my favorite writers. He does a really good job. And he's writing about Ryan Day wants to permanently end Tennessee Vol style of offense. And this is not the first time we've dealt with this crap. It says Tennessee Vol fans won't like what Ohio State Ryan Day said this week. He was actually given an interview with Joel Klatt, who does, man, have you watched any of his? He does a really good YouTube videos. And the guy Day immediately during the interview suggested that he'd make the hash marks closer to each other in the college game just like they are in the NFL. And Day said the hash marks, I think they were built for football a long time ago, like in the NBA where they've had to make their adjustments to the three-point line, etc. He said, with the athletes we've got, they're faster, they're bigger, they're more powerful. Putting the ball on the hash mark is just putting everybody in a smaller area of the field. And we're not playing, outside the numbers to the field. I think putting the ball in the middle of the field, more like in the NFL, opens up the entire game. And of course, Josh Heupel likes to use those wider hash marks in the college game because it allows the Vols to spread the field, etc. And when they do that, that alignment forces the defense to essentially declare if they're playing the run or the pass. And it's hard for them to disguise really a blitz, because if you're that far out, you're not going to be able to blitz in and come into the run and go after the quarterback or just play the run, period. So that's why he wants the hash marks moved in. He doesn't want his players all spread out. And of course, moving the hash marks closer like in the NFL would completely change the Tennessee's offense. Tempo would still be there, but the wide splits would go away. And the writer says, I think it's doubtful that Day will get his way. I can't imagine why college football rules makers would want to make the game less exciting. I couldn't agree more. I really think this is ridiculous, and it's a Hail Mary. I think he's scared because he knows the 12-team playoff is coming, and Ohio State's going to struggle against that offense, and he knows it. So he's trying to get ahead of the game. Look, the Vols might make the playoffs this year, but they're a lot more likely to make it when it's 12 teams, which is next year. And he sees the handwriting on the wall. He's scared, he's worried, and he's trying to get ahead of the game because he doesn't want this offense to take off. We've seen it with Coach Scarduzzi up at Pittsburgh, and we've seen it with Nick Saban. They don't like it. And I want to give a shout out to A to Z Sports, where that article was. And if you want to watch Zach Reagan, and this is Charlie Burris, they do a real good show on YouTube, and it's called, I believe it's A to Z Sports Nashville, and they cover the Vols and all kinds of good stuff. So check them out. And I'm pretty sure Zach Reagan's under 35 because I know the guidelines of YouTube, if you're under 35, you pretty much got to wear your hat backwards. Charlie Burris, he might be. He looks young, though. But I think he's over 35 because he's wearing his hat straight forward. And I don't make the rules or the guidelines. That's just how they are. So this guy, I think Zach's probably under 35 years of age. But anyway, check them out. It's a very good podcast. All right. Now, in this video, 2 of the guys are not disguised. Their faces aren't blurred, and their voice isn't disguised or anything like that. The 3rd guy is. But I think it's either Ryan Day, it's almost got to be, or it could be Jim Harbaugh. It's somebody in the top 10, and it's got to be one of the more powerful guys. Now, I've, of course, got my team of forensic scientists. They're trying to figure out if this is Ryan Day. It's kind of hard to tell from the video, but I'm leaning towards that, especially with this article coming out. you put two and two together. So I'm 90% sure it's him. But, we can't be for sure until, the scientists go through all their evidence and then come out with a conclusion. But let's check out that video.
Well, hey guys, I called this teleconference due to the nightmare that Josh Heupel's causing with his Vols, and it's just ruining our whole game. This fast-paced spread you out is going to be the death of our dominance, excluding Pittsburgh, of course.
Hey, I'm right here,
Oh, sorry, Coach Scaredoozy. I mean Narduzzi. That darn Sports Talk Jay. Well, anyway, we've got to stop them, and I've got the plan.
I've already tried that. And so has Narduzzi. The NCAA won't go for it. They love this high-powered offense. It's getting stupid high ratings. People love it. Besides, you're in the Big Ten. What do you care so much about it?
Because starting in 2024, they're going to let 12 teams in the playoff. And I don't want to face that juggernaut without some serious changes. Maybe they make the 4-team playoff this year, but in 2024, they'll get in for sure. Now listen up, guys. Here's the plan. We bring the hash marks into NFL distance so they can't spread our defenses out so much, and the teams with the best recruits will continue to dominate as it always should be. This business of allowing coaches to out-scheme our talent and our talent advantage is crazy.
Ooh, that's a pretty good plan. I'm game for it. Let's try all three of us, start crying and whining about it, and see if the powers that be will listen.
You're the GOAT. Why cry and whine? We can just act like it's for the good of the game or something. Some nonsense like that. They'll buy it. It's coming from us.
I'll tell you why, because if I go that route, they'll know something's up right away. I cry and whine. That's what I do. I don't want to alert them to some kind of sinister plan, Einstein. Oh, yeah, that's true. You are a big crybaby. You better stick to what you know best.
All right, guys, and we're going to call this Operation Stop the Vols Part 3. This time, we get them.
All right, folks, I'm glad you got to see it for yourself. Right there it is, plain as day. Operation Stop the Vols. This time we get them. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover the Vols and the SEC and all our opponents that are out to get us. And if you've not subscribed, it's on my right, your left. Just hit that little button. I would appreciate it. And right over here's the most recent video. Be sure to check that out. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.